Good morning. Welcome to today's news discussion. I'm Dana.
Good morning, Dana. I'm Matt.
Let's start with the news that Meta is planning layoffs on May 20. The company is expected to cut 10% of its staff in 3 tranches.
That's significant. What's driving this decision, according to the reporting?
Meta is shifting its spending focus towards AI and reorganizing its teams. The HR chief, Janelle Gale, informed employees about the layoff plans and mentioned that many leaders will announce organizational changes in coordination with the layoffs.
So it's not just about cutting jobs, but also about restructuring. Have they given any indication of how these organizational changes will play out?
The reporting suggests that the changes are part of Meta's broader strategy to prioritize AI. With the tech industry evolving rapidly, Meta is likely adapting to these changes.
That makes sense. The AI landscape is changing quickly, and companies like Meta need to stay competitive. Do we know how many jobs are expected to be cut in total?
The reports indicate around 8,000 jobs are expected to be cut. This is a substantial reduction, reflecting Meta's efforts to streamline its operations.
That's a lot. How are employees reacting to this news?
Employees are reportedly updating their CVs and preparing for the potential job cuts. There's a sense of uncertainty, as is common in such situations.
Speaking of tech industry developments, let's move to the news about Elon Musk losing his lawsuit against OpenAI. What happened there?
A U.S. jury ruled against Elon Musk, finding OpenAI not liable for allegedly straying from its original mission to benefit humanity. Musk had claimed that OpenAI abandoned its non-profit mission for profit.
That's interesting. What was the basis of Musk's lawsuit, and how did the jury respond to it?
Musk's legal team argued that OpenAI had deviated from its original purpose. However, the jury dismissed his claims partly because they were deemed untimely.
So the jury didn't necessarily rule on the merits of the claim, but rather on the timing. Does Musk have any further recourse?
Musk's legal team has reserved the right to appeal the decision. This means we might see further developments in this case.
Shifting gears, there's been some significant news in international trade. The White House announced that China has agreed to buy at least $17 billion worth of U.S. agricultural products annually.
That's right. This agreement came after talks between U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping. The deal is expected to strengthen trade and investment cooperation between the two countries.
What's the significance of this deal, and how does it impact the trade relationship between the U.S. and China?
The agreement is seen as a positive step in reducing trade tensions. By committing to purchase large quantities of U.S. agricultural products, China is addressing some of the trade imbalances.
That sounds like a substantial commitment. Are there any specific products that China has agreed to buy?
The reporting mentions agricultural products, which likely include soybeans and other commodities. The exact details of the products are not specified, but it's a significant financial commitment.
Let's move to another geopolitical story. India has stated that it will continue buying Russian oil despite the expiration of U.S. sanctions waivers.
Yes, a senior petroleum ministry official in India said that the country will keep purchasing Russian oil based on commercial viability and energy security needs.
What are the implications of this decision, especially given the geopolitical tensions involving Russia and the U.S.?
India's decision reflects its prioritization of energy security. The country is balancing its relationships with various global powers.
That's a pragmatic approach. How are Indian refiners and oil traders reacting to the U.S. waiver expiration?
They're reportedly indicating that supplies remain available despite the waiver expiration. This suggests that India is managing to secure the oil it needs.
We've had a few Business Today references in the news snippets. Is there anything specific we should know about this segment?
It appears that Business Today is a roundup of market news that airs on BBC News at various times. The specific details of the market news are not provided in the snippets we have.
Okay, so it's more of a program title than a specific news story. Let's summarize what we've discussed so far.
We've covered Meta's layoffs and restructuring, Elon Musk's lawsuit against OpenAI, China's agreement to buy U.S. agricultural products, and India's continued purchase of Russian oil despite U.S. sanctions.
That's a broad range of topics. It's been informative to explore these stories and their implications.
Indeed, it's clear that the tech industry is undergoing significant changes, and geopolitical dynamics are playing a crucial role in shaping global trade and energy markets.
As we wrap up today's discussion, it's evident that these developments will have far-reaching impacts. We'll continue to follow these stories and bring you updates.
That's all for today. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.
Goodbye. See you later.